Dear friends, this corona pandemic is continuing its onslaught on all over the world, and even in our country we are faced with this problem. Now the number is daily basis increasing, and this the rise in number of the affected people in one way affecting the entire nation, and we see it's very crucial time for all of us. And in my reflections, I feel that the post-corona era will not be the same as we are all seeing, because this corona is not only the number of people who are affected, it is not about the victims alone, it is also it's impacting at various sectors of human life. For example, socially it affects so much, and it also affects economically. Now the economy of the country, they say, is in doldrums. It is in the first ever, perhaps the worst ever recession time, and this is going to affect our people. And I reflect with you around 11 points for us to look into during the post-corona period, and it is possible that if we start reflecting over these things now, we will have a better post-corona period. The first thing I propose is that we need to look into the increase of unemployment, because our people are started coming back to India from various countries, and also each state has an inflow of the people who are working outside, like we call the so-called migrant workers. Even I feel that the term is not okay. We need to call them guest workers or something. If we call them they are migrant workers, what about many people are migrant politicians, migrant journalists, for example? So therefore we need to call them as people, guest laborers. So these guest laborers are returning back to the states without having a job. Many of them have already lost the job, and it is going to affect the nation as a whole. So therefore, I see the unemployment is going to increase, and it is going to be a huge problem. They already say 100 million jobs have been lost within the country during this lockdown period. And lakhs of people are returning back to the country from the Gulf countries and so on. The employment is lost. They are not going to have job again in those countries. So they are coming back, returning back. Now in India also the job opportunities are very less, very few. So what we will do? What they will do, in fact? So they have to, my proposal is that they have to look for self-employment, self-entrepreneurship. They have to start something of their own. They need not be shy in working in their own fields. Cultivation is important, farming is important, look after the farms, etc. That is the only way in the future. And they say being a self-employed person means you work 12 hours a day for yourself, so you don't have to work under somebody or for someone else. So therefore, even if you have to work a little extra, it is your own. So be seriously looking into this self-employment possibilities. The second one is that we need to develop our skills. Today the world is looking for more skillful persons, and if you are not skillful, nobody is going to respect you, or nobody is going to make use of you. Therefore, whatever small areas we are working, let us be more skillful and efficient. That is the second area. So if we develop our skills, the success will definitely come. They say, Larry Bird say, it's a very good sentence. He says, the winner is someone who recognizes his God-given talents, works off to develop them into skills, and uses these skills to accomplish his goals. So I think this developing the skill, especially this lockdown period itself, is a good opportunity for us to read, learn, practice, so that you will be a skilled person in the future. Third area I think is very important for us to look into and change is religion must be more spiritual, not dogmatic, not ritualistic. We need to look for a world where everybody can live harmoniously in spite of this diversity, the religious diversity, etc. All are God's children. That has to be the basis of religious beliefs. Let us have that spirituality over the ritualistic and what we call these dogmatic religions. The fourth point is the importance of understanding the significance of money. For example, we cannot simply luxuriously, lavishly spending anymore. We need to live according to the needs, not according to our greed. We need to live according to our needs, not according to our want. People may call you stingy, yes, but that is important for us to have a control over money, unnecessarily not spending, because money is not going to be that easy. I think the worth of money people are going to realize now. The fifth point is make our options wiser than craving for more money. For example, we must teach our children to look for more of service sector oriented job opportunities. For example, doctors and nurses and police and people who are helping out are more important in a pandemic era. Now we came to know that we should not go only for money, but the engineering people are going for engineer, because the only intention is people can earn more money in that one. That idea has to change. I think this corona has taught us that we need more of service sector, service oriented job, and for example the healthcare etc. are more important for us to look into. I look at there is a beautiful quote from Maya Angelou, the author, poet and civil rights activist. She says, as a doctor and a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the heart, to mind, soul and body of our patients, their families and ourselves. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. I think this is a rewarding. People love you. That aspect has to, that kind of a opportunity has to be given to our children. Let them learn, let them love, let them be passionate about becoming a doctor and a nurse, etc. The sixth point I propose is we cannot afford to be more selfish and self-centered. We need to be more of compassionate beings. Compassion, as Dalai Lama says, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. The pandemic is leading us to a compassionate world. We cannot have more of what we call the ego-centered life, self-centered life and selfish life. We have to be more of a compassionate being. We must feel with the people outside. Fellow beings are suffering. We need to get into that same mood. And that is what the seventh point. And I think the seventh point is, be a person who help others. Now we have seen it in these people, lakhs and lakhs of people are coming. That's a positive aspect of this pandemic. Many people are coming forth to help people, and I see day and night some young people in Delhi always helping where there is a need for. I see in the WhatsApp groups and so on. We have a WhatsApp group of CRI. They immediately, if somebody is suffering someplace, we come to know and somebody puts it in the WhatsApp group. Others ready immediately reaching out with the food and medicines and whatever necessary things for them. There are people who are working. That is the beauty of human race. That is what that has to increase. The tribe has to increase. More people have to come forth helping each other. I think it is an invitation for us. Corona is telling us, be a person who help others. The eighth point is move away from hatred. Move away from hatred and violence to a loving and compassionate, loving and forgiving world. Let's show them mercy. As Martin Luther King Jr. says, hatred paralyzes life. Love releases it. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life. Love illuminates it. I think we cannot afford to have a world where hatred and violence thrive anymore. We need to work for love, peace, harmony and forgiveness. The ninth point is we need to work as one family, because all of us are human family, one family of human race. We need to understand this. In India it is not unknown for us. We say every time we see the quote, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, oneness of all. I think that is the invitation for all of us. We need to have shedding away our narrow boundaries and reaching out to the entire humanity as our brothers and sisters, no matter which race, which religion, which caste, which region you belong to. All of us are one. That attitude has to be cultivated in our minds and hearts so that we will be a truly spiritual people. And the last point is we need to teach our kids to be self-disciplined and committed. Commitment means committed to the future generation. We need to commit to the future generation. We need to take care of this earth. We need to hand over this earth intact to the future generation, because this earth belongs to them also. That is what the message of Laudato Si, Pope Francis very clearly said. This earth is our home, and this belongs to the past, present and the future. We are caretakers. We have the responsibility to hand over this earth intact to the future generation to live, to enjoy, to survive. And the last point is this: teach all of us to face with a positive mind, face calamities with a positive mind, not with a negative mind. Instead of worrying about what you cannot do, shift your energy to what you can create. A positive thinking will make us positive people, and that is the only way out for all of us. I think if we follow and if we reflect and take it up, these these 11 points as a points for our discernment, I think we will have a better India, better future. Otherwise, we will perish in the weight of the corona pandemic and its multiple effects on all realms of life. Post-corona world cannot be the same, nor our country can be the same anymore. Let's work for a new India. Let's work for a new world, a new humanity where everyone matters. Thank you very much. God bless you.